One of the biggest tools in your teaching arsenal is your personality. Who you are, your interests and your passions are so important to how you teach. Using those is going to make your teaching exciting for you and for your students. I think this is really important, especially if you're a governess and you've got a different background to your students. Share your life experiences and your skills. It's so good for our geographically isolated kids to meet and get to know people who are different to them and who have different life experiences to them.
What do you love? How can you put that into the curriculum? I was actually just going through some old photos when I was trying to prepare for these videos, and I found a photo from when my sister came to visit. My sister's a nurse, and I think she was studying nursing at the time. And I asked her to do some maths with the kids that I was working with, and she'd written this problem up on the board. 6 people come into the hospital. They are each on 5 types of medicine, except for one person who has 8 types of medicine. How many types of medicine is that in all? She was using what she knew and her own interests, and the kids really dig that. They thought it was great that they were learning about different medicines that people have, and they were learning maths. But anyway, that was not their focus. They had an awesome time. If you're excited about the lesson, chances are your kids are going to be excited about it because that enthusiasm rubs off. So yeah, find what you love and inject that into the curriculum. So I'm really passionate about sign language, so I try and do that in school sometimes. I haven't done it for a while, but that's something that I try and incorporate. I love sewing, so when we get a chance, I have had my student sew things. She's made a few dresses for herself. I love baking, so all of those sorts of things that I love I put into the curriculum. One of the biggest ones is reading. This is only one bookshelf. I have lots of other bookshelves, but they're a mess, so I'm not showing you those right now. I tidied this up just for these videos. But I love reading and I love stories, so we use that in the curriculum. I also love movies, so I put that into the curriculum. There's so much that content that I can cover that she has to cover anyway that I can teach with a story that I love or with a movie that I love. It makes it so much more fun.
I've had many people tell me, oh, I don't really have any interests or hobbies that I can use in my teaching. And I'm sorry, nobody is that boring. Yes, you do have interests. If you don't know what they are, go onto Google and see what ads it throws up at you. Like Google knows what your interests are and capitalizes on it. There is something that you are interested in, and so long as it's child friendly, you should totally put it into your teaching. Well, so ends our section on owning the curriculum. I hope this has helped and given you some direction and some inspiration in what you can do to make the curriculum meaningful for your students, but also for you. I wasn't going to use this particular photo to show like interests, but reading is like one of my #1 interests. I love reading. Also, like the second and third from the bottom are 2 of my very, very favorite books out of my favorite fantasy series. So yeah, that's why this picture is in here. If you are a reluctant reader, I actually really recommend that series, the Wingfeather Saga, for yourself or for students. Also, you can get it on Audible. Listen to it on Audible. It's great.